speak a language long enough, at some point you're going to need to give a list. However, there are going to be some little intonation techniques with lists that you may or may not be familiar with, or you may have never actually been taught with regards to how lists work in American English. Now, you may be used to perhaps the most common pattern, which is a rising intonation on everything except for your final one. So it's going to sound something like this. This, this, this. See, rise, rise, fall. Duh, duh, duh. That sort of pattern is pretty frequent in American English pronunciation. That's your standard. But I want you to compare it to another pattern. So the first pattern, like we just did, this, 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 versus this, this, this. Or another example of maybe some words like broccolis, bananas, spinach, versus broccoli, bananas, spinach. Do you hear a difference between those? That first one sounds very finite. There's no other things that we need. We need broccoli, we need bananas, and we need spinach. That's it. But the second one, where we say broccoli, bananas, spinach, with a rising intonation on all of them, what that implies is that that list is infinite, or that I'm not naming all of the things. Yes, it's those first three, but there's more. Think about classes you take at school. If you say, oh, I have math, history, and science, versus what class you take if you say, I have math, history, science. Well, now it sounds like you're also taking other classes as well. You're just not naming them. The last thing I want to mention about lists, in addition to those two forms we just saw, is a final form could be a falling intonation on everything. It's less frequent than those other patterns we showed you, but it can convey something that sounds a little bit more serious. Like, for instance, on the list for groceries, maybe you have broccoli, bananas, spinach. Compare that to broccoli, bananas, spinach.